Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and the great news that we now have the Cracking the Cryptic's Approachable Sudoku app out for you to try. It is available through the main Cracking the Cryptic app on iOS or Android. That is Google Play or Apple. But it also has its own link on Steam, which is in the description field under the video, along with the links to those other places. Do check it out. It's great fun. Some super setters, some super puzzles. And you can see just how clever you are against those puzzles. Now, also, of course, there's our merchandise, like this wonderful Cracking the Cryptic mug, which you can get, and there's Sven's Sudoku pad. But the links under the video include how to get to our Patreon, where we are next month going to be bringing you, well, a pack of sandwiches of some sort as the Patreon monthly reward, and we're looking forward to that. So can't wait to clue you into those. But there's all sorts of other content on Patreon. Long solves by Simon sometimes, my cryptic crossword endeavors and connections videos, lots of good stuff. Do check it all out. It's great content. Now, happy birthday to Scott Williams, who turns 30 today. He lives with his wife Natasha, and is his mum is a stalwart of the channel, Emily, and has helped us out, has been a long-term friend and supporter, probably introduced Scott to the channel. But Scott himself, I think he's a math teacher, and he has featured on the channel before as the constructor of a puzzle a couple of years ago. It had all the fours given, and it really surprised me by how difficult it was. It was a Sudoku theorist's puzzle, and maybe we'll get the same sort of thing today in a puzzle that we've had sent by him some time ago, but it's called, well, I was going to say bow fishing. I assume this is fishing from the bow of a boat, but maybe a fisherman calls a rainbow trout a bow, and this is bow fishing. I don't know. Well, I think it's bow fishing. And this is a puzzle created by Scott as well, and I'm going to do the rules now. I think we've got no other things to say first. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We're going to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column. Ooh, can't finish the column. And every 3 by 3 box. Digits in a cage, cannot repeat, and must sum to the given total. Normal killer rules. Those 4 cells will be different, add up to 22. Digits along an arrow must sum to the given, must sum to the number in the circle. So those two cells will add up to that one. Digits along a thermometer must increase from the bulb to the tip. That is smaller than that. And that's it, just normal rules. But I suspect it won't be a normal puzzle. We will see. Let's get cracking and find out what's in store for us. So there's a 17 cage, which is a 9-8 pair, and a 3 cage, which is a 2-1 pair. I suppose, well, I could mark up this one. I'll probably do it in a moment. The 29 cage must contain 9, 8, 7, and 5. If you think about the maximum digits that can be different, 9, 8, 7, and 6, they add up to 30. The only way to deduct 1 out of that total is to remove it from the 6, and you end up with 9, 8, 7, and 5. Now, this pair of cages on the bottom row, they also add up to 29. 14 plus 15. So we can use the 9, 8, 7, 5 thing again. And we know the 7 can't appear in a 14 cage because it would appear with another 7. So these must split up as a 7, 8 pair and a 5, 9 pair. This digit is providing the difference between either 1 or 2 and either 8 or 9. I can find the range by, first of all, comparing the higher digit here and the lower digit here, which gives me 8. And then the lower digit here and the higher digit here, which gives me 6. So the digit that supplies the necessary addend is somewhere in between. There's an X-wing going on. So we've got 5, 9 down here. And we've got 5, 9 in this pair. No, let's use the X-wing. I thought that was going to help me solve this cage. It doesn't. This is either 3, 7 or 4, 6 because 1 and 2 have been used in the row. We're really working in pairs and quads, this puzzle, I think. Anyway, there's an X-wing here instead. This is better. Yeah, this is good. Right. 9 and 8 both appear in that cage. They both appear in this cage. Therefore, 2 9s and 2 8s have already been used, and the remaining cells in rows 3 and 4 cannot contain any 9s or 8s, which is fine and dandy, but it applies quite interestingly. I mean, it rules 1 8 out of the 9 cage. That's less interesting than what it rules out of the 22 cage. Once 9 and 8 can't be in this, the maximum 4 digits are 7, 6, 5, 4. What do they add up to? 22. That's the answer to this cage. That's lovely, actually. And now you can see that 7 and 5 are an X-wing. They've been used up. And suddenly this cage can't be 8, 1, 7, 2 or 5, 4. And we know it's 3, 6. And we know which way round it goes because this, as a 3, could not achieve its target on the arrow. So 6 there. In fact, this now has to be a 4. 6 or 7 are too high, and 3 would require another 3. So we've got some digits in the puzzle. Now, the 25 cage, now, yes. Oh, maybe this was available before. I don't know. 5 and 9 have been used in these columns. The highest digits we can put in the 25 cage, therefore, are 8, 7, 6, and 4, and they add up to 25. Oh, we're being fed this, and I'm only just realizing it. Right, now look at these two columns. What are the missing digits? They are 1, 2, and 3. I was just wondering if that was going to be the same in rows 3 and 4. It's not, but 2 there is ruling out 2 from these cells. So these are 1 or 3. It's lovely puzzle. This is either 4, 8 or 5, 7, but we're probably going to need to know which. Ooh, that almost rules 5 out of there, but it doesn't quite. Now, 15 is a very different kettle of fish. That is not using high digits in the same way that these other cages have been. And we don't have definitive X-wings here and here because we don't know for sure what's in the 12 cage. So we're going to have to do something else now. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. This, at least, is a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 sextuple in the row. So the remaining digits are, again, 1, 2, and 3. Now, that doesn't apply here. In fact, hang on. If 6 is not in those cells, then 4 definitely is in those cells. Then 4 isn't in these cells in the 22 cage. And now we've got a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quintuple in row 4, and the other digits are 1, 2, and 4. Now these two cells can't contain a 2, and we've got ourselves a 1, 3 triple there and there. I'm wondering about colouring the 1s and 2s or the 1s and 3s. Actually, I don't know. What I'm going to try and do first is colour cells that have to be 1, 2 or 3, all one colour. And I'm hoping to be able to explain why I think that might be useful. If we can track down, right, yeah, I mean, some of these are forming triples already, not just in the rows and columns we've seen, but in boxes. So that's a triple in box 1, and these other digits come from 5, 7, 8, 9 along with that one. In box 2, this is a triple again. That's also from 5, 7, 8, 9, and these, well, okay, I'm going to put 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, not 6. And this can't be a 4 because that can't be 1, 2, or 3 on the little thermo. So 4's in one of those two cells. Now 3 in the top row has to be somewhere up here. I'm tempted again to make that sort of blue because that's the third blue. What I'm learning is that these cells are not from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one can't be from 8, 9 either. So 4, 5, 6 or 7 there. This one can't be 9 itself. That's interesting. This can't be a 9 because of that 8, 9 pair. So 9 in the box is definitely in one of those two cells. It's a slightly strange discovery in a way. I was sort of hoping to feed these blue low digit cells into this box because lots of these will be low. In fact, the absolute minimum for this digit is, oh, okay, yeah, the absolute minimum is 5 if you were to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, okay, I'm going to mark this cell. It sees the 5, 9, 7, 8. Actually, maybe I'll mark the whole bottom row with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I think it matters for this cell for a reason I will try and explain. Let me just take out some of the impossibles there. Oh, yeah, hang on. Okay, thoughts are running ahead of me now. Now, this can't be 5 now, because I don't think it can be 6 either. Okay, what I'm now thinking is about where are we going to fit 7, 8 and 9 into this box. That's one of them. That might well be another. If that wasn't 7, 8 or 9, well, that could be 7, 8 or 9, but this can't be. If we're positing that that can't be, and if that was 5 or 6, 7, 8 or 9 can't go on the arrows. So this must be 7, 8 or 9. I can immediately rule out 7 because we do have an X-wing on 7s there. That actually allows me to take 7 off this thermo as well. And now the circle is down to 8 or 9, which to some extent are the least helpful digits. In fact, if it was an 8, that's a 7, that's a 9. Oh, that's magic. Right, 8 fails for an absolutely beautiful reason here. Right, if this is an 8, that's a 7, that's a 9. These two arms of this arrow both add up to 7. And the digits we have left to place after 8, 7, 9 are 3 pairs that add up to 7. So if you put 1 pair here and 1 pair here, the third pair that adds up to 7 is here. But that cannot be a pair that adds up to 7 because this cell would need that to be X with which it adds to 7. But it would also need that to be X with which it adds to 7. That's amazing. So this is a 9. Now we know that 1, 2 and 3 go around it in the 15 cage to make up the sum. And I'm colouring them blue and I'm getting excited and I don't know why. Okay, the other thought I was having a moment ago was about swordfish. This might be quite a big thought, and I'm not sure if it's right. Okay, it's not fully right, but where does 2 go in columns 3 and 4? And the answer is in 2 of these positions in an X-wing. Now what that does, and what I haven't really thought about, is it rules 2 out of all of these cells. Which might be helpful. I think we've got the same in these columns actually, in rows 3 and 4. 2 is in one of those two places and in one of those two places. So again, 2s can't be in any of these cells, which is not very interesting up here. But it is quite interesting here and here where I've got 2 on. Yeah, so one of these is a 2. That's going to determine where 2 is up here and also 2 there. Something's going on here, and that you might be able to do the same sort of things with 1s, maybe even with 3s. The trouble is, 1s are a sort of they'd need to be a swordfish. They'd need to be a third column is what I'm thinking. Maybe there is somewhere and I just can't figure it out. I could 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Yes. No. Sorry, oh, that can't be a 3. That's just Sudoku. That's not probably very interesting. Let's look at these blue cells again. Where are the 3 blues everywhere? I've got all 3 blues there. That's interesting because this is a set of 3 blues and so is this. And therefore that digit needs to be the same as that, and that's not a 3. Now I've got a 1-2 pair in this column. I hadn't seen this coming. So 3 in this column is either there or there. Okay, that's interesting. I'm sort of pencil marking that. That is giving me a swordfish on 3s. I don't know if I can use this, but 3 in column 7 is in one of those two places. 3s in columns 4 and 3 are in these cells. And that means we're going to use up the 3 3s for rows 2, 5 and 8 in those columns. And none of these cells now can be a 3. And now I'm trying to keep this in my head. This is confusing me now. Oh, maybe I need to think about this. Can I make this a 9? If that was a 5, this would be a 1. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That might... Is that ruled out? Have I got an X-wing on 1s? No, a swordfish even. I haven't. I need to think of something that... 1s in columns 3 and 4 are in those positions. 1s in column 1, the candidates are those. In column 9... it could be in the 7 cage. Probably is going to be forced into the 7 cage. No. I don't even know what the term is. After a swordfish, which is 3 rows and columns, you have a jellyfish in 4. I'm thinking if I got a 5 cell... No, I absolutely haven't, because there is a 1 in one of these places. In fact, I don't know. I think I may have just gone off on a weird tangent in my head. Okay, let's start more slowly. It's probably not as difficult as I'm making out now. I've got 5 digits in the grid, got them ages ago. Oh, 4 is looking at that pair, so they can't have a 4 in, and 6 is looking at that pair. That's probably not going to do anything for me, but it's still been there and available for quite a while. Two of these 3 cells are light blue. That would make up a 3 minutes box, so would that. This one wouldn't. If that was 4, this would be a 5-7 pair. That would be an 8-9 pair. This would be a 1-2 pair. That would complete all of the swordfish on 1s in columns 1, 3 and 4. I think that makes row 9, column 1 unlikely to be a 4, but I don't have that information. Oh, goodness. Oh, 9 in this row only has 2 possible spots. I haven't thought about 9s so much. But they are worth thinking about. I don't know. Okay, maybe let's think about this box and this 9. Right, one of those pairs adds up to 9, and the other pair also does. The digits 1 to 8 are 4 pairs that all add up to 9. Oh, where's 8 in the box? Well, and 7. One of them is there. Is that the other one, or is it on one of the branches? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'm meant to know, or if I'm meant to know. Okay, my idea of colouring the light blues hasn't really done anything. These yellows that are marking where 2s can go hasn't really done anything. This 1, 2, 3 triple not really doing anything. Is it time to colour the digits against each other? I don't know, because I just don't think I can relate 1s, 2s and 3s enough to each other to actually achieve anything doing that. No, I'm reluctant to do that. Let's just try imagining. Oh, well, it was important to imagine that that was a 1. Let's have another think about that. That would mean that that was a 3 and that was a 1. So we'd have 1s in those positions. Now the only place for 1 in column... the only place for 1 in column 4 is there. And now where are you putting a 1 in box 4? And the answer is nowhere. That's very pretty. Okay, so this is not a 1, and therefore this is not a 5. Because that would be the only way it could be a 5. So that's a 9. Let's see. I have a feeling this isn't going to do anything, but still, I'm going to mark it up. Now, well, this can't be a 1. We've just worked that out. That remains the same whatever happens here. So this is not 8. This can't be a 2 because we've coloured it yellow, where 2's, oh, because of that. So that's not a 7. So now this arrow is a definite 5-4 pair. And we've learnt something. This digit is 7 or 8, accordingly. That's not a 4. We've got 1 or 2 in the corner. I've stayed with my blue colouring. I thought that was going to happen. It's not quite what I wanted. I would have loved to make up the X-wing on 1s. Oh, wow, 2. Where's, oh my goodness, where's 2 in this column? This has been available ever since I did the yellow colouring. It's not allowed to be in yellow because of the X-wing on 2s, so it's there in the corner. Now where's 1 in this column? This is where I wanted to get to. 1 is in one of those cells, and now 1 is a swordfish in columns 1, 3, and 4. Oh, we've got a swordfish on 3s in kind of those cells. We've got a swordfish on 1s, in these cells, and we've got that X-wing on 2s. So, in rows, whatever these are, 5 and 8, none of these cells can be 1, 2, or 3. And in column 9, that is one of 1, 2, or 3. There's one of them there and one of them up here, which is a 3. Ha-ha! That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. It's losing its religion. Whereas one of 1 or 2 is there and 1 is in this corner, and that can't be a 2, so that's a 1. I don't know what's happening here. I'm on the wrong mode. 1 there. The 2 is now in this box. It's a 2-5 pair. And none of these yellow cells can be 2 in this box. So that is 2. Now, these 4 cells that aren't on the arms of the octopus down here have to be pairs that add up to 9. So 1, 7 and 2, 8. That is 7 or 8. This is obviously a 5. That's not a 2. Did I know that that digit was up here? No, I didn't have that information. Right, what has this taught us? That's not a 5 because 5's in the box now. That's not a 5. The rest of these cells in this column are 4, 6 or 7. That one can't be 7 because of this cell. This is 3 or 5. Okay, let's get rid of this crazy colouring. In fact, let's get rid of all... Well, it might still be worth bearing in mind where 1 and 3 couldn't be. Okay, I'm going to recolour those. I'm going to get rid of yellow. Right, the red cells, and red's too strong a colour, let's make it purple. The purple cells cannot contain 1, 2 and 3 in those rows. That is probably worth keeping a little bit of idea on. This isn't a 1, this is, what is it, 3, 6 or 5 in this box. And 3 was in one of those 2 cells, definitely. Has this got easier? I don't know. It feels like it hasn't, weirdly. That's from 5, 7, 8, 9 in the top row. This 4, 5 pair, is that done somehow? Got a 1, 2 pair in this column. This can be 3. Can't be 5. Oh, bother. Oh, look at these low digits. Right. There's only one other digit in column 2 to come out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might be there. But it's going to mean that this is not out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, 8 or 9 on the thermo tip. But that's not quite forming a triple or quad in the row, so it didn't quite do the job I was thinking it might do. Am I being silly in being reluctant to colour? Oh, that can't be a 3 anymore. That's just Sudoku. So I was going to maybe colour this cell, which forms part of this triple of 1, 2, 3. It's also there, forming part of the same triple in column 6. Now it must be there in box 3, but since I don't know whether it's 1 or 2, I don't know where it goes here. And I don't know which one of these two it is. I do know I can colour 2 blue. And maybe that then doesn't help much. I mean, it can't be there in box 8. No, that's not information really. I don't know, it doesn't really go any further if I do that, so maybe that's not the approach. Okay, this is a 4-5 pair. If that was a 5, that's a 4. And then this 4-5 pair is leaving this to be a 4-5 pair. Oh, this first column. Maybe there's more I can do there. I've got a 1 in one of these two cells. I don't know. I was going to say one of these two is a 1. That's not necessarily true. This could be a 1. Then we'd have 1 here, 1 here in column 1, one in one of those two cells in row 7. It doesn't quite get anything done. Oh no, it does. Hang on. The 1 in column 4 would be there because of the 1 in column 1. Okay, so this is postulating a 1 in row 4, column 2. Now, I feel I'm making progress. One of those is a 1. Maybe I'm not. Obviously there's a 1 here. And one of those two and one of those two. And it just, and then one of those two. That isn't really, yeah, this cycle around boxes 8, 2, 3 and 6 always leaves exactly, oh, okay, I think that's going to rule out 1 out of row 6, column 6. It always leaves exactly 1, 1 in the, right, if you imagine a 1 in row 7, column 5, then you've got 1 in row 1, column 6, 1 there, and that is a 1. Alternatively, this is a 1. So one of those is a 1, and this isn't. I mean, that's quite complicated and probably not actually at all helpful, because this is just now a chocolate teapot triple with alternatives. Okay, if either of these was 3, oh, okay, that forces 6 into one of those, doesn't it? That would be 6, while this would be 3. No, 6 isn't interesting. 6 can appear in all sorts of places here. Okay, I've got to think about this 4-5 pair a bit more and a bit cleverer. One, no, it could be there. I was going to say 1 in row 7 must be in one of those two positions. That's not. No, it's neither guaranteed nor is it necessarily helpful. Oh, these have had one ruled out just by Sudoku. That's really straightforward. So 4 is in one of those two positions. And it's in one of those three. Don't say I'm going to have to find a jellyfish or a swordfish on 4s. It's possible. Where would the other 4 go? We've got 4s there. We've obviously got a 4 there. This is worth some time thinking about, actually. Or let's do it by columns. We've got 4 in one of those cells, and these are, again, rows 2, 5, and 8, which have been perennially interesting. Yeah. There is 1 4 in this group of cells. So that's 2 of our 4s. This is just by looking at what's in the cages in columns 7 and 6 and subtracting the number of 4s. Oh, there are no 4s in columns 3 and 4 in these rows. Where is the third 4? It could be there. Oh, it would be really, really interesting to find another column. Look, in column 1, oh, I shouldn't have done that. In column 1, though, it's restricted to those cells. So let's do this again. Column 9, those. Column 6 and 7, there's exactly 1 in these cells. Column 1, it's those 3. It doesn't quite, it's not quite restricted enough. This is very close to being how to solve this, and I can't do it. Bother. Okay, 5 is in one of these cells and one of these cells. So if it's there, that's a 4. Then this has to be 6, that has to be 3. Yeah, let's think about these 4 again. If this is 5, 3, 4, no, 5, 3, 6, 4. That's doing some stuff with 4s. Maybe not enough. It's just 4s always have an outlet from rows 5 and 8. They have that one and that one. And these 2. And that one. It's so irritating. Like, I could probably prove 4 has to be in one of 2 or 3 places. And if I selected the right ones, they might all be looking at the same cell in the grid where 4 then couldn't be. But I can't quite see how I'm meant to be doing that at the moment. Oh, and in this first column, let's say that was 5, 7. This would have to be 8, 9, and this would be a 1, 4 pair. That would have to be the 1, because this box has 4, 5. Oh, that's interesting. So this, if this is 5, 7, that's a 1. And that's a 4. If that's a 1, that being a 4 makes that a 1. So now we've got 1s in these positions. That is the 1 in column 4. Now this fell apart the other way. Let's just see what happens here. There has to be a 1 in one of those 2. I can't see that this fails. 5, 7 there means a 1 here. a 4 here. What does that do something alternative? Yes, the 5 there means that has to be a 5. So 4 here creates 4 there and 4 here, which creates 4 in the 25 cage there. Oh, this is interesting. That creates 4 there in column 6. We've already got 4 here. This is interesting. It would be lovely if it breaks. That puts 4 on the thermo. And then we have an X-wing of remaining 4s. This is based on just sticking 4 in row 7, column 1. Wow, that's quite powerful. I almost want to mark those up as possible places for 4s. I'm going to do it in the letter tool. As possible places for 4s if this is a 4. Now, if this is a 4, where are 4s going to end up then? 4 in box 4 is there then. We've obviously got that 4 common to both of them. Now the 4 on the 9 octopus is here. That is not going to work in box 6. There's nowhere for a 4. Right, it's absolutely simple. Look at this. Yeah, you just need to posit that if this is a 4 here, you get a 4 there in box 4 and a 4 here in box 9. And that couldn't be clearer. And that rules out all of these cells which are where 4 must live from being a 4. So that is not a 4. Bingo. That's a 5. I say bingo as though this is going to do the biz. It probably isn't. But look at these A's that we got when we posited 4 there. We now know that's not a 5, so that's not a 4. This is a 3-6 pair, so we can fill in 5 and 4 here. That 4 can come out of that cell now and that cell. Now, 4 in the bottom row has to be here. That's not a 4. That's not a 4. 4 in row 2 now has to be here on the bulb. 4 in the 22 cage has to be here. This is how we did it. 4 in the 25 cage has to be there. That's true. And then we have this X-wing. I'm going to turn those A's into 4s. Of 4s remaining. Okay, but that's something. Now, we've also got some 5s placed, although 8 as well comes out of those 2 cells, and that one. Also out of these 2. It's quite possible we still have a lot of thinking to do. 5, 5, that's a 5. And that is now a 6, 7 pair. That's not a 5. This is a 5. That's not 7. That's an 8, 9 pair now. Right, 5 there. 6, 7, 8 triple here. No use. Three, 5, 8. 2 has to be in one of those cells in box 4, so that's not a 2 now. Now that's a 1, 3 pair, and that is a 2. That's a little surprising. The 2 in column 3 has to be here. I'm happy if we can get going on 2s, although I think I may have run out of steam there now. I could definitely mark the 1s and 3s against each other now, and it feels like it might be more profitable, but let's just see if there's a bit more Sudoku to do on any of the digits we've been noting so far. 9, 5, 2, 4. It's Scott really is impressive with what he's doing in these puzzles. That seems to be 1 or 7 by Sudoku, which is an odd pairing. We've been generally pairing higher digits with other possible higher digits and lows with lows. 1, 2, this is 3, 6, 7 or 8. Now all of these purple cells, they were unable to be 1, 2 or 3. Is there any interest left in that? 1 is in one of those 2 cells. That is 1, 7 or 9. Oh, that can't be 5 anymore. 5 is definitely in one of these 2. That's not interesting at all. One of those is a 9. In fact, this is a 7, 8, 9 triple, and so... Sorry, this is a 7, 8, 9 triple, and so is this. That is the same digit as this. I doubt that's going to do anything. Yes, it is. Where does this orange digit go in box 7? That's the only cell, and it must be a 7. Aha! Thank you, Mr. Orange. This is the 1 in column 1. This is now a 5, 9 pair, and this is the 8 in box 1. 3, 1, 8, 5, 2. That's become a 4. That fixes 4 here and stops this being a 4. This is 6, 7 or 9. That's become a 3. I'm going to get rid of the purple colouring now. Could probably get rid of the yellow, but I'm not doing it because I think I'm making progress on the low digits. 1 there, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. I can get rid of the yellow now. That's become a, yeah, 3, 1, 2. Yellow's done its job. That must be known. That is a 1. All of my blue digits even have been coloured in, so I might as well get rid of blue as well. There we go. Okay, so we're colour free now and hopefully heading for home, but we can rule out 6 from this sum arrow, and that means that 6 in the box can be placed. 6 there, 7 here. That's not 7. 8 has been ruled out of those 2. 7 is in one of... Oh, this is a low digit. They are resolved. 1 there, 2 there. Good. Probably got all my 1s, 2s and 3s done. Oh no, look, I get one to put one more 1 in the central digit, the central box. 2s are all done. 3s, they're not all done. Oh, this cage is done, and that's quite big. This is 3 or 6, so is this. I think we are sort of all done here. That can't be a 3, so the 3 in column 7, which I pencil marked across boxes, goes there. So we finish off its circle, its arrow. 6 there, 3 here. So I think I've got 3 to put in this box and nowhere to put it. That is distressing. It's because I've put 2 3s in box 5. So we'll go back to when that happened and start crying. That happened a long time ago. Okay, I was at this point. Something's gone wrong. This is absolutely terrible. Was I okay up to here? I can't be, because I don't know what I did. But let's keep... No, I mean, I think let's say I'm okay up to here. Then that becomes a 2, and I didn't do this before. And maybe something's going to go wrong this time as well, but this is terrifying. 2 there now. What is going to look wrong in a moment here? Something is. I don't know what it is. It's 3 there. Oh man, oh man, oh man, I was going along so nicely. I'm going all the way back to that 4 deduction. Oh no, it was the 7. 7 looked good though. Let's say I'm right up to this point. And I was really, really confident. I mean, overconfident maybe. Or as Siobhan Sharp would say, uber confident. Now what went wrong here? So I said that was part of a 789 triple, so it's the same as that one. And then I said, where does that digit go in box 7? And it has to be there as a 7. I can't see how that's wrong. Not yet, anyway. 487952, right. 48835267. That 7 did all the business up here. That became an 8. It looks nice at the moment. Then I did something with 1s and 3s. Maybe I overreached myself there. Got 1, 3 and 6 left to place in row 7. This is a 1. That's where it started. That's a 4. That's a 4. I don't feel that that's bad. I really am going off gut instinct when I try and unwind when I've made a mistake, but I've got nothing else. So 6 is in one of those. Oh no, this is a part of a 7-9 pair here. That's totally uninteresting. Okay, come on, let's now 725. I mean, I'm pleased if I can't immediately see the next step at this point, because it implies I did something without considering the ramifications last time. That's not 7. That's part of an 8-9 pair. 7 in box 2 is in one of those cells. So then 7's in one of these two. Now this is interesting. Why did I think it was so easy last time? And what did I do wrong? That's really interesting that I just flew through it and got something wrong last time. Good. Okay, come on. Figure it out, boy. 75207 is now looking at that cell. 8. That is determining, well, first of all, 7 and 8 there, but also it's determining 8 in box this. Why did I never? Yeah, that can't be 8. Okay, that's right. 8, 9 there. That sorts out 8, 9 over here. That takes 9 out of all of these cells. That one can't be 8, so it's 5. That sorts out 9 and 5 up there. This is 7, that's 9. This is now 8. Don't know. It's just going slower, better. I was going to say that can't be 3. These are not resolved this time. That is 3 or 7. But there's a 6-7 pair in the box. 3 or 7 was based on the column, so that's now 3. That sorts out 6 and 3, which makes this a 1. Now that's going to do all the low digits, and let's hope it doesn't do them quite the same as last time. That's now a 7 on its arrow. Now, I haven't fallen over yet, but then I haven't dealt with 3s. I have dealt with 3s now. That's a 2. That's... You see, I ruled out 1 from this cell by a really complicated chain earlier, and then I relied on it. And that's probably where the error occurred. 3. 9. I do remember doing that. That's so interesting. That's 6. That's 3. You see, I think this is working now. Everything seems to be falling into place. Let's get rid of all the colouring in the grid because it's done. 5, 8 and 6 left to go. 8, 6, 5. It looks like everything works to me. So that's the solution. Wow, that's a tough puzzle, but very, very, very clever indeed. What a setup. It's not so much the toughness is at the beginning, because if you know X-Wings, you get some good start. It's just later. Now, I'm going to rewind back to where I did that deduction that took a 1 possibility out of row 6, column 6, because that was the error. And I wonder if I can get to the bit where I had parts of boxes 8, 2, 3 and 6 highlighted. I mean, there we go. So I haven't got the highlighting, but that's it. I took 1 out of that cell. See, it was in that cell and I took it out. Now, what I was doing in terms of the highlighting was saying I was looking at remaining 3s, I think. I can't remember what maybe I was looking at remaining. I had a pair highlighted here. I can't remember what I did, but whatever I did, it was something to do with 1s and 2s maybe. Was it 1s? Yeah, I think I had these cells highlighted as possible 1s. And I believed that they meant 1 was either in row 6, column 7 or row 7, column 6. And I must have been wrong. And I don't know why I was going for that at the time. Anyway, that's where it went wrong. I'm delighted to say, did correct it and finished it. So you may have explained why my conclusion of taking 1 as a candidate out of row 6, column 6 was wrong, because you may not have watched this far into the video. Or you may have understood it at the time, in which case I'd be quite interested to know what my misassumption there was. At least the perseverance was there today. What a clever puzzle. Bow fishing, sorry, got it wrong again. Anyway, very interesting. Well done, Scott. I feel a little defeated today. Don't be too hard on me in the comments, and I will see you again next time on Cracking the Cryptic. Happy birthday. Bye for now.